You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere.
Good morning and welcome to Matt Nair on Air. Jane Matt Nair, Greg Bach, and Calvin Butonoff coming to you live from our studio here at Radio Park in Racine. You can always join us. Call or text. The number is the same, 855-752-4842. You can leave a comment if you're watching on the live stream on Facebook, YouTube, and what used to be Twitter. Coming up a little bit later on in the show after 10:30, we will lighten it up as we always do with a segment we call Audio Sorbet. Get away from the news, talk about other things so we can all take a breath. So Civic Media's genie of just about everything, that's what we call her anyway. Terry Barr is going to be joining us after the 10:30 news. She has a great segment you probably hear across the network called A Slice of Wisconsin. So Terry's going to talk about that. She's also very, very involved in the music industry in Madison.
Yes.
Big time.
Very, very cool.
Yep.
Very, very cool.
It is. So Max Inc. Radio, which is a great show that comes out of Madison on Saturdays from 6 to midnight. Live music, live Wisconsin music. Terry's been very, very involved with that. So we will talk to Terry Barr after 10:30, and then we'll wrap up the show as we always do with This Shouldn't Be a Thing. Today it's These Aren't the Drugs You're Looking For.
These aren't the drugs we're looking for. Move along.
Move along.
Move along.
Thank you.
Star Wars reference.
Appreciate that, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Thought we would start off with this, though. Yeah, he's still dead, but he just won't go away. Jeffrey Epstein still in the news, as much as the Trump administration would love to see this go away. This from the New York Times, Michael Gold with the byline. This came out yesterday. Days after the Justice Department asked a federal judge to unseal grand jury testimony related to Jeffrey Epstein, some Republicans and Democrats said on Sunday the move is insufficient and they would like the release of more information. Yeah, well, a grand jury only gets so much information.
Yeah.
So prosecutors, from what I understand, prosecutors bring their stuff to the grand jury. They don't show all their cards.
No, they do enough. They do enough to get the grand jury to say, yes, we should move forward. There should be indictments. There should be subpoenas, such and though, whatever. But yeah, that is the point of the grand jury, is to just set the stage.
Right. So it's limited information.
Mm-hmm.
They aren't necessarily bringing out their big gun evidence. When you bring it to a grand jury, you save some of that for trial.
Yeah, and they're not also bringing out everything because some things are extraneous in the moment and they just need to keep it concise, or else it could get murky and convoluted, and people might say, oh, well, but what about that information over there? And nothing happens.
Right.
So
Representative Tim Burchett, Republican of Tennessee, says he thinks it's a good start, but he would still like to see as many files as possible released. Yeah. That'd be a good idea.
Great idea. Love it. Love it, Tim.
President Trump has been dealing with a lot of criticism from his supporters over his administration's handling of materials related to the sex trafficking investigation of Jeffrey Epstein, who died by suicide in 2019 while in federal prison awaiting trial. Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see
There's
here.
nothing to see here. Trump and his allies, including Kash Patel, who's now the head of the FBI, right?
Yes.
Or is that Dan Bongino?
Bongino is the deputy. Kash is in charge. Kash is king.
Kash is king. So Kash Patel and Dan Bongino both spent months and months and months and months and months calling for the release of the Epstein files because it's going to indict a whole bunch of Democrats. And that's what the Trump supporters were led to believe. That you release this list of Epstein's clients, it's going to be all the people you hate.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is, there might be some people you like on that list.
Absolutely.
Which makes things a little bit sticky.
I mean, one of the big sticking points, too, is that one of the names that would be on there prominently would be Donald Trump, because both men referred to each other as their best friends.
They were very close friends.
And if I were Donald Trump, I would say release. I mean, I'd say release it. to say, he's my friend. We were friends. You all knew this. There's pictures of us. You take pictures of your friends. I don't have a problem with that. But no, it's probably because there's something in the report that doesn't make it look good for the president, as well as many other people. And I just want to make it clear on the record, on this show today, for people to listen to in the future. If there are individuals that I enjoy, support, respect, look up to, just barely even like maybe, who are in that report, who have done things that are criminal, especially things to children, arrest them, throw them in jail, do all the things you need to do. This is not about protecting anybody I like. This is honestly, and we've covered it before, this is about justice for the victims and their families, and victims, survivors, and their families. That's just what this is about. And because it's not being released, that's what's happening. Justice is being held back.
Yes.
And this past week, we were on the road, so we didn't get to it, but a supporter of his was thrown out of a rally because he was holding up a sign of Jeffrey Epstein.
That goes back a ways.
Oh, it does?
Yes,
oh, I'm sorry.
That's from when he was campaigning.
Oh, okay. The way they made this sound like in this article here that it was recently. Okay. Well, still, I mean, I don't care when it happened. He did a rally. Someone said, hey, we want accountability. And he had them thrown out for it. So really, this is not looking good. And Jane, I'm going to say something. I know you might even laugh at it. I feel the tiniest, smallest, itty-bittiest bit of sympathy for Pam Bondi. Because can you imagine, just listen for a second, I'm only talking about having to do the dirty work. Being handed a piece of paper saying, tell them there's nothing wrong.
Make this disappear.
Make it disappear. And just having to walk out that door in front of all of those cameras and just say that and expect at the very least few questions, let alone what is now happening, which is Kash Patel, Dan Bongino have said there's rumors they may quit their jobs because of this. Because, like you said, they've staked their claims on this. This has been.
They fed this to people for at least a year.
Yes,
over a year. Oh
no, yeah, they've been going on podcasts for years. I mean, and they're not the only ones either.
Think about all the influencers. All the influencers who were handed those empty binders by Pam Bondi to come out and say, we have the files. Mm-hmm. Oh, my goodness. These files contain everything we already knew.
Yeah. And they were, oh, my God, they were so angry. I'm trying to, this weekend I saw that gentleman, the young man who is he is a admitted white supremacist. Nick Fuentes.
Oh, Nick Fuentes.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, went online and dumps all over Trump, saying that, I never liked this guy that much. I wasn't a huge supporter, which is
baloney.
I mean, what's funny is that there are two. He calls him fat, which, come on, man, that's not very cool at all. But you have these individuals who are running away from it, who are saying, I was never here. They're like Peter in Jesus Christ Superstar. They're denying their Lord 3 times.
Yeah.
But then you also have regular folks who are literally just saying this is AI, this is a hoax, you're making it up, there's nothing there. Like, they're changing their mind because people like Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro are saying, I don't want to hear about this anymore. We got more important things to deal with.
Yeah.
But people like Megyn Kelly are saying, no. Not only is there something to talk about, but you were a proponent of justice for these individuals. So where are you now, and why are other things more important all of a sudden?
Yeah, all of a sudden, this is not the driving thing. Now we should all just forget about it.
Yeah.
They've been ramping up the base for a long time with this, promising them some red meat, and then it's like, nothing to see here. It's all good. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
All those years we spent ginning you up about this, it was a joke.
And I've done this before, and I'll keep doing it until, I'm tired of it. But if you are a MAGA supporter, I know they're out there. You let us know you're there. What does this do for you? How does this make you feel? And honestly, it's okay to say, look, I don't like this. I want more information. I still am happy I voted for him. Like, you can live your life, and I'm not saying just completely throw away all your beliefs, but can you at least say that this isn't good? can you at least say that this is a very, very suspicious, large point of hypocrisy on the side of the Trump administration, and maybe the handling of it is not going as good as you'd like to see. I mean, maybe you are one of these individuals who voted for Donald Trump because of this. A lot of people did. A lot of people said, we wanted Trump because we know he'll bring justice to those who were hurt in the Epstein case.
That's what you were promised.
Yes,
That's what you were promised.
That's what you were promised. And I mean, my gosh, Donald Trump turning in and prosecuting on behalf of his best friend. I mean, that's no greater thing. You turn on your best friend and say, no, these individuals are more important. But now that's not what we're getting. And I want to know if that bothers you.
The other thing that is amazing, Tim Burchett, again, Republican from Tennessee, also took up Trump's argument yesterday, saying that Democrats had the chance to release the Epstein files when President Biden was in office. Do you really expect me to believe that MAGA Republicans would have believed anything that came out of the Biden Justice Department related to Jeffrey Epstein?
No.
They would have said, it's all a lie, it's all made up, it's all baloney, so please don't tell me that Biden should have released it. Because they would never have accepted it.
No, I mean, should they have released it? Sure. If it was legal and they could do it, yes, absolutely. They should have released it. I don't know why. Well, no, I do know why they did it. It's going to incriminate a lot of friends. It's going to get a lot of people in trouble. But you know what? Too bad.
Yeah, exactly. Too bad.
Bad.
Mr. Burchett, by the way, one of 10 Republicans who signed on to an effort to force a vote on whether the administration should release the files. The maneuver would require a majority of House members, and it did not pass. Yeah, they don't want. Yeah, so people like Tim Burchett are trying to walk the line about, boy, I really think we should get more information. Am I going to vote for that? Well, no. I don't think I should vote. I don't think I should do that.
Then that just, stop talking to me about the importance of protecting children. Should be protected. We should protect children.
Senator Amy Klobuchar, Democrat of Minnesota, said the president blaming Democrats for this disaster is like the CEO that got caught on camera blaming Coldplay, which just happened last week.
Amy Klobuchar likes her jokes like I like my creams. Topical. That's a topical joke, everybody.
Klobuchar also blamed the public's clamoring for the files on the right wing, including Donald Trump, who she said sowed distrust in federal prosecutors over the case. Yes, absolutely. They spent a lot of time on that.
Mm-hmm.
Then promising it's coming. We're going to do right. We're going to bring justice.
Well, at least I'll give them one thing. Of all the things we've been promised in a 2-week time frame, at least they finally answered on something. We didn't like the answer. It's total bunk, but at least they finally...
Something happened in 2 weeks.
Now in 2 weeks, we'll just be waiting for that healthcare plan and for that financial plan and all those things. But yeah, this is...
And all the deals to be done.
I want to know. I just want to know, is this something that bothers you? If you are a Donald Trump supporter, does this upset you? Do you feel let down? Do you feel lied to?
855-752-4842. They sure don't want you talking about Jeffrey Epstein. What do they want us to talk about? We're doing squirrels on the other side. Stay close. You're listening to Matt Nair on Air. This is the Civic Media Radio Network.
You're listening to Civic Media. Stay up to date on the latest news and information for your local community and Wisconsin by signing up for our free email newsletter. Visit civicmedia.us/email to get started.
Welcome back to Matt Nair on Air. Jane Matt Nair, Greg Bach, Calviente on the board, coming to you from our studio at Radio Park in Racine. You can join us at 855-752-4842. Leave a comment if you're watching on the live stream on Facebook, YouTube, and what used to be Twitter.
Okay, a couple things. First of all, if you're listening to us as a podcast, you're not going to hear our intro music because of
copyright
stuff. Yeah. But Calvin does a wonderful job of curating bumper music, which is what you hear at the beginning, the end, if you're listening on live radio or the live stream. So what I'm going to do right now, Calvin, what is the name of that song you just played?
That was from our television's greatest hits collection, Secret Squirrel.
Okay, so what I would like, I don't know if this is possible, whenever we talk about this topic from now on, that's the theme music so you can hear it, because that was amazing.
That was great.
It was perfect.
Yeah. We're talking squirrels. In other words, just another distraction from the Trump administration because they don't want you talking about the fact that Jeffrey Epstein just won't go away.
Yeah.
So what's the latest squirrel thrown out by the Trump administration? He's not going to let the Washington Commanders have a new stadium if they don't revert to their original name, the Redskins.
You know, that good old-fashioned slur, man. Huh.
Donald Trump threatening to block a deal for the Washington Commanders' new stadium if the American football team does not revert to their original name. They dropped the Redskins in 2020 after a review. It was considered racist and offensive to Native Americans. Been that way for a long time. They called the Washington football team during the 2020 season, then changed it to the Commanders. In 2022, they signed a deal in April giving them the okay to build a new stadium where RFK Stadium is. And now Trump says, quote, I may put a restriction on them that if they don't change the name back to the original Washington Redskins and get rid of the ridiculous moniker Washington Commanders, I won't make a deal for them to build a stadium in Washington, unquote.
I was thinking to myself, well, how does he have a say? I forgot it's in D.C. and
It's in D.C.
He wants to run everything, and Congress, I think, approves. Congress approves so much in D.C. as a municipality, which is insanity to me. But this is. I mean, are we talking about it right now? Yeah, we are. But this is more the fact that these are the things that are being thrown out to make you get mad and to divert the conversation into this. Versus the things that really should be angering us, like people being disappeared out of this country who are green card holders, have minor offenses, no offenses, U.S. citizens, things that the children of U.S. citizens being deported with their parents. Those are the things we should be talking about. This is a squirrel. This is a nothing burger. And
it's like when he was talking about he's going to strip Rosie O'Donnell of her citizenship. Was that last week?
Yeah.
Again, I call those are all squirrels. Yeah. Those are all an attempts by Donald Trump and his administration to divert your attention to things they don't want you looking at, including what's happening with these deportations, including what's happening with them sitting on this Jeffrey Epstein news. Just throw more stuff at it. Yeah. Throw more stuff at people. And then they won't. Then we'll distract them.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll distract them.
And honestly, it's been a very, very effective tool over the past decade. It's very much. I mean, the amount of things that have happened. You know, they're the greatest hits of what Trump has done. Where we said, "Oh, well, he's done. His career's over. His political career. He's never going to win with that attitude or saying those things." Or, you know. There's a whole host of greatest hits, but there are also even more where we thought, oh, that was the end. This'll do it. Where we have forgotten.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes you need the reminder that he made fun of a disabled man on stage and, you know, nothing happened to him.
No.
But I'm not going to get into all that. It's just the point of these are the squirrels. These are the shiny red balls. These are the things that are meant to make specifically the detractors of him get upset. And
his supporters.
Well,
he doesn't want his supporters clamoring for more information about Epstein.
Yeah,
he's got to give them something else. Don't look at this. I don't want you looking to, let it go. Just let it go so it goes away. I don't think it's going to go away.
No, I don't think so either. And the most important group of people, the industry that's most important in this but this plan is the media, because we live in a 24-hour media cycle where they need clicks, they need engagement, they need viewers, and every story, especially about him saying something outrageous, ridiculous or stupid, is something that fills up half an hour to an hour where they can bring on pundits and talk about the thing and release a podcast, and we listen and we say, did you hear about that thing he's doing with the Washington football team?
Right.
That's the point.
Right.
And they've been very good at it for a decade. But no, not anymore. Don't let it happen. And especially what we were talking about before with the Epstein files, if you are a Donald Trump supporter and this is something that bothers you, don't let the squirrels bother you. Don't let the squirrels get you either. Keep asking the question.
Yes.
Keep demanding answers and demanding justice. You are entitled to that. It is a public document that should be released to us.
And again, going back briefly to Epstein, I do think Democrats are like, yep, if there's some of ours on there, if there are Democrats on that list, well, then they need to be held accountable.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Absolutely.
And I don't see that happening so much on the other side. No matter who's on the list, they should face consequences.
I'm sure their consequences are just become more saved than they already are.
Is that possible?
You're right, Jane. They are the most saved of all saved. But yeah, it's when they're, I don't know. I actually don't know what the squirrel scale is. Like, at what point is the story a real thing, or is it a squirrel?
We'll have to debate this off the air.
We'll have to get the Matt and Aaron Air science department on this.
We'll break it down. We have news coming up next, and then when we return, we'll lighten it up with Audio Sorbet and Civic Media's Terry Barr. Stay with us. You are listening to Matt and Aaron on Air on the Civic Media Radio Network. Good morning, and welcome back to Matt and Aaron on Air. Jane McNair, Greg Bach, Dr. Slide on the board, coming to you from our studio at Radio Park in Racine. You can always join us, call or text. The number is the same, 855-752-4842. That's 855-75-CIVIC. Leave a comment if you're watching the live stream on Facebook, YouTube, and what used to be Twitter. We call her Civic Media's genie of just about everything. Emmy award-winning Terry Barr is here. Good morning, lady. How are you?
Oh, Jane, I got to live up to that. Thanks so much. Good to talk with you guys, Greg. And you call him Dr. Slide.
Dr.
I
Slide.
like that.
He has many names.
That's perfect.
Calvin has many, many names. We're always looking for more. You can always.
We should actually do a new round.
We could do a new round. You can always send in suggestions to Jane Says at civicmedia.us, JANESAYS. Jane Says at civicmedia.us. But Terry, you really do just a plethora of things around the Civic Media Network. And one of the things that you do that is a really great, it's called Slice of Wisconsin.
Indeed. Yes. It's one of my favorite things to do. I do a little research, find out fun facts about different places or people or things, hopefully, you don't know about Wisconsin. We've had some great ones, and I kind of want to go back because we did a slice, I think it's already 2 years ago, about some fun facts with EAA.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, which is kicked off yesterday in Oshkosh.
Oh, and you and your show last week, it was so much fun. I have such a fond spot for EAA in Oshkosh. I went to college in Oshkosh, and then I worked in Green Bay and Wausau, and then back in Green Bay, and who knows where else after that. But we got to cover EAA during those days. Isn't it special?
It really is. It's a remarkable thing. And one of the things that I love so much about the EAA, and we have EAA chapters here, by the way.
Yes.
If you have, but the Young Pilots program, the Young Eagles and the whole Young Pilots program, which they have scholarships for, which again, learning how to fly is expensive and flying is an expensive hobby. But if you have someone in your household, one of your kids is like, geez, that's what he's drawn to.
Mm-hmm.
They have scholarships available. You should really check it out.
And why not encourage that? You hope every kid can find something that really matters to them, whether it's music or art or sports or flying. How about that?
Well, and then
what an opportunity.
When we were talking to, and I know Dick Napinski from the EAA, but we were talking too about just all of the other jobs that are available in and around the aviation industry, including mechanics. And there's just all kinds of things. If flying specifically isn't your lane, there's all kinds of other things around it that might work for you.
They're good paying.
I think we need people in. That's okay. We need people in the tower these days.
Yes.
Yes.
Woo, yeah. Well, and it's funny. I've been watching the flight patterns. I know now you're going to get my geekiness here. Watching flight patterns coming into Oshkosh during the weekend. We drove up for a baseball tournament, my nephew's tournament in Shawano, and driving back, not only was there a flight pattern in the air that you could watch overhead, and then I had it dialed up on my phone as well. It's crazy. but the backup to get into EAA, everybody with their campers and RVs, it was just really fun to see. I know it's such a special time for everyone.
It's a big trip for people coming from all over the world, and something that Dick told us, I believe he told us off the air too, is the fact that they open up the campgrounds on the 27th of June, and they say they have hundreds of people waiting to get their spot.
Yep.
Their spot. And they will spend the whole month in Oshkosh as part of this celebration. It is a very, very big thing, and people fly from all over the world. As they said before, it's the busiest airport in the world for 1 week. And the energy that we had and we were there the week before, was palpable. And the room we were in this hangar that was converted into a museum, was beautiful. And it was almost, you were overcome with emotion because you have all these examples of the planes and the helicopters that were used in various actions and wars throughout this country, or throughout the world, I should say. And pair that with the excitement that the workers we talked to have for not only the event but EAA itself, is just, it makes you want to go again and again. So yeah, it was a
You could
fantastic
volunteer,
thing.
Greg. Don't you like to drive a golf cart? Is that what I heard?
I was told golf cart jobs were available, and I will take a volunteer position. I'll even sleep on the golf cart. I don't even need a hotel room. But yeah, I think it would be a lot of fun. Just wear a red shirt, be like, hey, you can't park there.
Not you.
That's Stephen Janey's
Oh,
spot.
no, and then he's gonna have the vest on, like the yellow vest with the
Mhm.
orange. Oh, and then he's gonna be totally official.
Yeah.
Watch out, everybody.
All
If
the
you see him on the
power,
golf-
Terry, all the power.
Don't give him a flag. He'll be insufferable.
Oh, you want to talk about flags? You want to talk about flags, huh? We'll talk about flags. Yeah. but yeah.
Oh,
There was a
sounds
brief.
like there's a story there.
There is a story. When we were in Hayward on Friday, and the Lumberjack the Lumberjack Championships are going on,
Mhm.
Oh,
and so there's a big powwow that was going on too at the same time that we
Sure,
were up there, and so there's a lot of the main street crosses a main freeway.
Yes.
It's 51, isn't it? 51.
Yeah. Yep.
that's right.
Yeah, so the main street crosses a freeway, so they have orange flags on your side of the street,
Mm-hmm.
and then you need a flag person as you're crossing the street, so you don't get killed crossing Highway 51.
Yeah.
I was the
She was the flag
the
person.
flag bearer.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, it kind of came naturally,
Yeah.
Just give me the
I
thing.
picture you loving.
I'll go
just a little
first.
bit.
At one point, she took the flag stick and she banged it on the ground as if she was going to spread the seas like Moses. And then she was like, "Follow me to freedom," or as I call it, the grocery store.
Forward ho!
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
You guys had way too much fun.
We did.
We had an
and
absolute blast.
Yeah,
I mean, on the air and off the
I'm so
air.
happy for
Yeah.
you. It was so fun to listen to your shows. I actually watched you on YouTube most of the time,
Nice.
and I enjoyed it so much. I think I actually had a tummy ache sometimes from laughing
Oh,
so hard.
good.
So thank you for that.
Oh, well, as we said, it takes a lot of people to put something like this together, and
Yeah.
we're just so grateful for everybody at Civic that helped us pull this off because it was a blast.
It was a great team, and it was great to put a proverbial face to the locations we were talking about for so many weeks and months now. Butternut isn't just a place with a cute name that we're like, oh, there's a Butternut, Wisconsin. No, there are people there that we have talked to. There are people there who have invested their time, energy, and lives into that community, and it's important for them. It's important to us that their stories are told and amplified so people know about them and at the very least know of them. If not, go take their time and their dollars to those communities, invest them with vacationing or maybe artwork or whatever, or get food at the Butternut Cafe. The food, as they say, is okay.
They do. They have a big billboard outside of town, outside of Butternut, and it says Butternut Cafe. The food's okay. It's like, to me, that is the
Oh
most.
my goodness.
That is the most Wisconsin thing. It's like, we're not going to oversell and tell you it's the best food you ever had, because that's kind of pushing it. But we'll just say it's okay. And
I love it.
it's so funny.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think that is
Oh
so
my
funny. If you're just joining us, Terry Barr is our guest. We call her the genie of just about everything here at Civic Media. You hear her on A Slice of Wisconsin and so many other things. And I wanted to mention too, Terry, when we do things like we did last week when we go on the road, you take our shows and you turn them into pieces for the web. You do a great job. You
try and succeed, Terry. Come on, stop being so Wisconsin for 40 seconds.
Yeah, exactly, right? And I've lived away from Wisconsin, so I should know better. I should bring some attitude in. But boy, you come back here and you just become Wisconsin again.
It's born into us. You can't get rid of it. But it's true.
Greg, you are so right.
There were
you
great.
Are so right.
There's so much coverage from you about our trip, and we really appreciate that. And that's another reason to go to civicmedia.us.
Go to the website.
It's not just about the radio. It's not just about, we have wonderful talk stations and we have musical stations, but we also have news stories, and those news cover local, national, state politics. They cover sports, weather. If you go to civicmedia.us/news, you can find out all about the things we're covering, including the wonderful stories that Terry Barr publishes.
Yeah, you really do a great job, Terry. And Terry doesn't do that just for our show, but shows all across the network. So again, we know you can't listen all the time. You have a life, and you have children, and you have parents, and all those other things. But if you want little recaps, you can always find that at our website at civicmedia.us. Right, Terry?
Absolutely. It's so fun to write about what you are doing. I still need to write your Hayward story, by the way. I didn't get a chance to do that.
That's why we brought you here, Terry. We brought you here to talk about that.
We're still waiting.
Excuse me. Yeah, Hayward doesn't wait for anyone.
Well, it's going to be fun to re-listen and write it today. And anyone else who kind of wants to relive that with me, please, take a look at it on the website. It'll be up probably pretty quickly, and just laugh and enjoy all of the little things and fun things that you and Greg and of course Todd Albaugh, everything that you guys
so
brought.
fantastic.
I did a slice a year ago about a little. You brought this to mind about a little cafe outside of Eau Claire, and the guy who owns that cafe brags about his pies. He still serves a piece of pie for $1. Every single pie is homemade or handmade, I guess I should say. But they're selling something like hundreds of pies every single week. And it was just one of those stories, and he was a hoot to talk to.
I bet.
So that made it even better.
I bet.
Yeah. So that's kind of those slice things. And in watching your shows, I was thinking, ooh, I think I might have found some new ideas for a slice of Wisconsin, too.
Well, and I was going to ask you about that. We got about 2 minutes left, Terry.
Okay.
That everybody has a story.
Yes.
Everyone has a story. And you don't have to have a big job, and it doesn't have to be an important job. That has nothing to do with anything. All of us have a story to tell about either where we're from or what we experienced growing up, and that's a lot of what you do.
I really believe that so much. And Jane and Greg, I feel that from both of you too. Just an example of watching you last week and the guests, you let them tell their stories, whether it was about their business or whether it was about growing up in, let's say, Butternut. What is that like?
Right. Yeah.
Where do you school?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's just so fun sometimes. We were in Shawano and we sat down at a little cafe there. And I might be a little, my ears are always kind of going.
We're always dipping in, you guys. We are.
We're always listening.
We are.
We're so curious. And we do. We're so grateful to anybody who wants to share their stories with us. And we're really lucky to tell those.
Yeah.
It's just it's one more piece of our connectivity. There are things that divide us. But again, we were looking for what makes Wisconsin great, and what makes Wisconsin great is all the different people, including
nailed it.
The
You got
genie of
it.
just about everything. Civic Media's Terry Barr. Thank you. Oh, I like it. We're gonna have you back, Terry Barr. Thank you so very much for your time. Appreciate it. We got
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. This shouldn't be a thing. These aren't the drugs you're looking for. Edition is on the way. Stay with us. You're listening to Matt and Air on Air on the Civic Media Radio Network.
You're listening to Civic Media. Find the latest news, information, and archives of all your favorite shows on the Civic Media website, civicmedia.us.
Welcome back to Matt and Air on Air. Jane Matt and Air, Greg Bach. Resident young person Calvin on the board, coming to you from our studio at Radio Park in Racine, where you can always join us, call or text. The number is the same, 855-752-4842. You can leave a comment if you're watching on the live stream on Facebook, YouTube, and what used to be Twitter. Terry Barr was our guest, our civic media colleague, and she does so much around the company. She really does.
Yeah.
But she does these great little 1-minute pieces called Slice of Wisconsin. So we were talking about our road trip last week. And yes, we were in Butternut. And yes, Paul from Wisconsin Rapids. We do know that DVO, Wisconsin's own, owned the Butternut Cafe for 2 years.
Yep.
The location downtown, I believe that was the location he was at, was a downtown location on the corner.
Yes.
That's empty.
That's empty. That just has a sign that says "Eat" on it.
Yep. That's the remnants.
Yeah, we went to the bigger, newer,
Improved.
tastier
Butternut Cafe.
It was so good. The sausages were so good.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
So, yes. Todd Alba, our travel colleague and companion, going to be joining us tomorrow at 9:30. We will do a little recap of our trip, maybe talk about favorite moments.
Yes.
There were lots of them.
There were a lot of great moments.
And then, of course, all the news, because nothing ever happens. Once we get off the air, Greg, it's just calm and fine.
Who knows? Maybe when we get off the air today, someone will make a huge announcement that will be.
It could be.
It could be.
You never know.
We'll never know. We'll never know.
Stick around. By the way, Tom Hartman will be taking over after the 11 o'clock news. Tom Hartman from 11 to 2. And then Todd Alba from 2 to 4. Maggie Dawn from 4 to 6. Pete Schwaba with a little entertainment news. He does a great show. It's called Nightlight. Great way to wind down towards the end of the day. Join Pete Schwaba for Nightlight from 6 to 8 p.m. Right now, though, Calvin, it is time for...
This shouldn't be a thing.
As always, if you find a thing you think should not be, send it into Greg and me at Jane Says at civicmedia.us, JANESAYS at civicmedia.us. Calvin found this one. We've been sitting on this for a little bit.
Yeah.
This is from WTAM. I don't know where that's from. Radio The Tony with the byline... Headline reads, man arrested with drugs in bag labeled, definitely not a bag full of drugs. For the second time this year.
What?
The second time this year, someone got arrested after drugs were found in a pouch with a label saying, there are no drugs in here. And this was Wisconsin. This is our own.
Yeah.
During a traffic stop in Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, police found a vehicle connected to a wanted individual. Once the canine unit was alerted to potential contraband, they searched it, where they found a bag, definitely not a bag full of drugs, inside the vehicle. Not surprisingly, inside the bag not full of drugs were drugs, cocaine, a loaded gun, drug paraphernalia, and some money. For future reference, police rarely fall for that. When it says definitely not a bag full of drugs, and it's printed on it.
Oh, and
It's not like someone hand wrote, definitely not a bag of drugs. No, they bought this bag.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now online. It's very nice.
It is something they purchased, like an Etsy shop or something.
It's got a fun font. What I really enjoy is that, like, there was, there were drugs in the bag marked definitely not a bag full of drugs, but there was also a gun in there. And to me, I want to believe that the cops were like, wait a minute. It didn't say drugs and guns. There's a gun in here.
There's a gun in here.
Oh, my God. Almost fell for it.
The driver, a 37-year-old Kenosha man, was arrested for possession of a firearm by a felon. Maybe next time, should there be a next time?
No, there will be.
Probably. I have a feeling.
There will be.
Yeah. Don't keep your drugs in a bag that says definitely not a bag full of drugs. It's a thought. I don't know if he probably just thought it was funny, not that it was actually going to fool anyone.
I was once, a client of mine was a guy who worked in a chocolate factory. It was not Willy Wonka nor an Oompa Loompa, but he used the stevia product to put into the chocolate to give it sweetness.
Yeah.
And stevia in its original form is a white powder.
Looks like cocaine.
Very, very expensive. Had to be under lock and key. So he gave me a little cup of it. And he's like, here's, because he was like being funny. So I just wrote on a little piece of paper, definitely not cocaine. And I got to say, no one ever busted me. So I guess I'm doing better than my brethren from Kenosha.
Definitely not a bag full of drugs, but it was a bag full of drugs. That wraps up today's episode of
This Shouldn't Be a Thing.
Thank you, Greg and Calvin, and all of our engineers. Without you, nothing works. And thank you most of all for calling and for texting and for listening. It means the world. I hope you find some joy today, even if it's just a little bit, and you have the chance to share it. Keep it right here. We got news coming up next. Tom Hartman, then 11 to 2, Todd Alba 2 to 4, Maggie Dawn 4 to 6, Pete Schwaba 6 to 8, and great programming here on Civic Media after 8 o'clock as well. Have a wonderful day. We will see you tomorrow right here on the Civic Media Radio Network.
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.